Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. Today, we have something special for you guys. For all you buckaroos and buckmasters, today's your day. We've got the Buck 893 in the house. Tactical. 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 So yeah, Peterbilt Knife Guy has another buck on the channel. This one was kindly, I'm not gonna say donated, but loaned to me for review by a good friend of mine who is also a huge buck fan, and he calls me and beats me up every time I call him a buckaroo. It's an ongoing thing. He loves buck. I actually gave him a couple of my buck knives. I've given away more bucks than I've ever owned. You know, like most of the bucks I've owned, I've given away. I only have a few right now, but I used to have a lot more because back in the day, Buck was the brand. Today, not so much, but I do harp on Buck for not having modern models. And, you know, then they come out with something like this. It's a half-ass decent knife. We got a 0.2 inch thick spine. It is Paul Voss heat treated 5160, so good strong spring steel. I'm not a huge Tanto fan, but they did make this in a drop point version, I believe, or spear point. I can't remember. I'll put it in here somewhere. But this is a pretty decent knife, and I'll tell you what, in hand, it's a chunker. You got good machined, like 3D machined. Is that micarta? No, that's G10. 3D machined G10 handles. You know, be able to take it apart. You know, this is not a Buck. This is, you know, Buck doesn't make stuff like this usually. Usually they make grandpa knives. This knife's not for grandpa. This is for, what do they call it? The GEC. It's the GCK, the ground combat knife. Supposedly this thing was tested, given to the military. I read somewhere online that they stopped making them because it was taking too long to make. That sounds like a Buck thing to me, you know, because God forbid the people who buy your knives want like 3D printed or 3D machined, you know, handles and good thick blades with cool cutouts in them for lightening them up and stuff like that, you know. God forbid. So let's discontinue it and continue making grandpa knives. Whatever. But yeah, this is actually a pretty decent knife, even for being a Tanto, which like I said, I'm not a fan of, but it feels good in hand. It feels hefty. 5160 is a fantastic steel. You know, it's a simple carbon steel, but it's strong and it'll hold a decent edge when heat treated right. And you know what? Buck tends to heat treat their knives right. They just need to upgrade their steel a little bit. But yeah, we have this, they call this an injection molded sheath, but it looks kind of like Kydex, but it is not. It is actually an injected molded sheath, but they molded the two sides of it and made a pancake out of it. And you know, this is well executed. It has points right here where you can loosen and tighten the retention on here, which is nice. There's little rubber spacers in here to where you can adjust the amount of tension you want to pull your knife in and pull your knife out. I seen this flap right here and I was confused by it, and I'm not sure if it's going to go like this. I don't get it. I probably have to look at it, because I would think this knife would be jumpable, but it doesn't seem to want to do that. It just seems like a quick way to get on and off your belt. And then there's this doodad here, which it doesn't cover enough of the knife to be jumpable, in my opinion. So I don't understand this one a little bit, a lot actually, but it's a MOLLE back. You know, it's a MOLLE compatible knife. I don't know what this deal's here for right here. I don't know what that's for. I have to look into that. But yeah, it just I don't get it. I don't know why they stopped making these things. It's actually a decent knife from Buck that apparently a lot of people liked and a lot of people still want it. Buck, figure it out. Make better ones. Make more. Give us something like this in 3V or friggin' something else. Who knows? But yeah, we are going to not be doing a hard use test on this because, like I said, it's not my knife and they had discontinued, so I don't want to beat it up anymore. I will be sharpening it for him. I did sharpen it lightly, but somebody just went, I'm not going to say they went crazy on this because it's a thick knife, but they didn't do a professional sharpening job. That's for sure. But it had this huge burr on it when I got it today. But I put it on my belt sander for a second, and now it's back to shaving sharp, even right there. So that's cool. I'm probably gonna make it really stupid, ridiculously sharp when I hand it back to him. That way he can cut himself and I can laugh about it. But anyways, we'll do a couple videos on this. I'll do a little bit more in-depth review on it. I want to try to actually use it a little bit and see if maybe I love the Tanto. Who knows? Yeah, check it out. See if this is actually a buck that I would recommend, even though you can't get them no more. So, try to find it on the secondhand market or steal them from your friends, Blake. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.